Welcome everybody to Wealth for Generations, episode number I only got 10 fingers, but we're on episode number 11. Okay, and let's give a round of applause because we got a special guest in today to my left, Mr. LaTroy. And then let's get a round of applause for my co-host, Mr. Patrick.
Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing out there?
And then the engineer of all engineers, Mr. Dip to the lean.
Good morning, all.
How are we all doing today, gentlemen?
Let's get it going, man.
Doing good. Good morning, fellas.
Good. Good morning. So first and foremost, let me just get this little disclaimer out of the way. Wealth for Generations is a podcast that is here to basically provide a platform for our local entrepreneurs to have a place to promote themselves, as well as talk about steps they are taking or options that they have or steps that they are taking to build wealth for the next generation. My co-hosts, including myself, are not certified or have any degrees in any legal, financial, or medical fields.
Nope.
What we talk about is our own experiences and our own ideas and opinions. We highly recommend at Wealth for Generations that you do your due diligence and do your research and make your own educated decision in the end. But on that note, we do have pretty much like an expert in today, aside from me and my co-host, Mr. LaTroy. Mr. LaTroy is the CEO of Style and Grace LLC, which is a health and wellness
Correct.
services and products.
Yes.
It says here, after experiencing 10 plus years of knee pain and major knee surgery, he was having difficulty time recovering. He followed every regimen, physical therapy, diets, and other strategies given. However, traditional treatment plans failed him time and time again. So he began to do his own research on other healing options. He would come across the famous herbalist, Dr. Sebi. Let's get a round of applause for that guy. After extensive research, he was introduced to sea moss. Sea moss changed his life. LaTroy believes that the best way to stay on top of your health is by using the herbs and minerals that Mother Nature has provided for us. Yes, I totally agree with that myself. This led to LaTroy to create Style and Grace Sea Moss or Style and Grace LLC. He started.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.
And then I bet I was kind of skimming through your Instagram and stuff like that because I was just trying to get a little bit more information
No doubt.
on the gentleman. I noticed that you do have a couple other things. So luckily, at least I can assume that you have some other things in place to where you don't have to focus 100% on that income from the Style and Grace.
Yeah, I mean, by day, I went to school for social work. So I work in in the health and wellness field. So I work with adults and children, integrating them back into the community, do community advocate and things of that nature. And I also do personal training as well. So,
Awesome.
so I do a little bit of everything. When for me, I always wanted to have like a mind, body, and soul. So everything that I do, I wanted to be attached to those three things. Those going to be the three things that elevate you to the next level of your dimension on where you're going to be in life. So you can focus on your health, you can focus on your wellness, and you can focus on your mental. And really take those things serious. You can be successful in anything that you decide to do. So
And you are successfully hitting all three.
Yeah.
All three, because Style and Grace has got the health.
Yeah.
The helping with the adults and the children or children or
adults and children.
Adults and children. That's going to help them with the mentality,
Mhm.
and then you got the personal training for the health as well, or for
Exactly.
the fitness.
Yeah, and I do have to point out too, because the fact that if you're not sure, if you don't do the pill form of the CMOS and you're doing the gel, he'll literally break it down on exactly how you're supposed to do it, or his little tips and trades in regards to the CMOS. So it's very beneficial. I mean, I've watched his videos and stuff like that. I'm actually tasted or tested the product, and it is good. So I mean, I can vouch for him.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Patrick. And he's absolutely right. We got different forms. Because at the end of the day, the reason why I decided to go with two different forms, because we want no excuses, right? Everybody not a fan of the gel form. The gel form is texture. So if if you're against texture, if you're not really, that's not really your thing.
Yeah, I'm a texture person.
Yeah.
For real,
So the capsules, a capsules is same benefits, but the gel will be more effective to the body. But the capsule was just you're still getting that dose of nutrition that you need.
Is there any particular reason why the gel is more effective opposed to the capsule?
It gets to the bloodstreams right away, right? So it's something that's able to get to where it needs to go right away. The pill form, like any other pill you take, it has to break down in the system, right? And everybody's system is different, so it can take up to an hour, it can take up to 14 hours. It just depends on your system, and that's something that can't be detected, or you can't really put a time frame on that.
Yeah, you just gotta figure it out yourself.
You gotta figure it out. So you gotta figure out what works best for you.
Yes, definitely. Well, here on Wealth for Generations, we got a couple segments, and all of it today we have coinciding with CMOS today. So I gave Miss Jess, our Health is Wealth affiliate, the day off today. Well, not the full day off, but she didn't have to do research today. She just hooked us up with some questions, since we do have a health expert with us today.
Cool.
So let's jump on in. Some of these are going to be generally questions about the business, and some of them are going to be pertaining about the health.
Copy.
Okay.
Let's make it.
So number one is, how long have you been in business? Preferably the Style and Grace, because I know you got of them, but
Style and Grace been in business 3.5 years now.
3.5 years.
3.5 years. 3.5 years now. Yeah, man. Round of applause for that. That's for sure, man.
For sure. The first two are rough, but if you make it past 5, you're good.
Yeah.
You're almost there.
Yeah, almost there, man. And we continue to build, and we got some more exciting news and opportunities coming with the company. So I'm excited where we're going, man.
I feel excited, man.
And that's big to make it through this whole entire,
no doubt,
including this whole
pandemic.
The whole pandemic and everything like that. Yeah. That's monumental in itself.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's when business kind of picked up a lot more, especially
when it was kind of starting to go down.
No, during the pandemic, right?
During?
Because that's when CMOS really like kind of got his wings, and kind of took off. It was it's always been popular, but I think people understood the nutrition value in it, right? Especially during COVID, it's like, hey man, we gotta find things that's more natural and can help us get through this thing, right? Because all of us is kind of unknown on how this thing going to react to our body. So
right.
So it was a big phenomenon during the pandemic.
That's cool. It's cool.
One thing too, I learned about CMOS through you.
Okay.
And it was kind of cool because like as I learned about CMOS, I started like challenging myself to start researching other stuff.
Yeah.
So then I started, looking up to turmeric and just a lot of other beneficial stuff that I could start doing. So that way, if I ever did get sick, my body was already well equipped to be able to fight that off.
Exactly. And that's what I always tell people, Pat. I always tell people, do your own independent research, right? So even though I can give you some information on some things, but it's important that you find out what works for your body.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And also, you don't just want to be taking something because I said, you know, it's good,
Right.
you know, right? You should be able to take some on, you know, some studies yourself, go out there and check out what works best for you. You know what I'm saying? So
100%.
yeah.
And we're heavy on that here at Wealth for Generations, man. You know, it's all about just providing options for people,
No
letting
doubt.
you know what your options are, whether it be a wealth move, a health move, a mental move, or whatever. You know, we're trying to just better ourselves and give you the options and resources to do so.
No.
So, what would you say makes CMOS so special? You said there was kind of like a boom, and people were more concerned about the health. So, what is it about the CMOS that makes it so special?
Man, you know what? So CMOS it has 93 of the minerals that the body needs. The body is composed of between 100 and 203 minerals, right?
Mm.
I think it's self-explanatory, right? You know, if
Right.
I tell you
Yeah.
something has that many minerals in it, you know, that can, you know, whether you're lacking iron, you're lacking potassium, you're lacking sulfur, you're lacking any of these things, CMOS has those health properties in there to be able to make sure that your body is getting what you need.
Mhm.
So just understanding that piece, understanding like, you know, you're not going to find anything on the market that has that many minerals in it.
Mhm.
You know, but like I said, the body's composed of 103 minerals. CMOS has 93 of the minerals. You
Right,
know,
damn near one
yeah, that's
thing
everything that you
takes
need, pretty much.
everything.
Yeah. So just and it's natural. It's no preservatives. It's no GMO. It's no
Mhm.
extra. It's natural, right? This is what God made. It's just natural. So
That's got to be the best part of it.
I mean,
One of the best.
yeah, one of the best. I tell people, you know, see what I'm saying. I don't really have to sell it because it just makes sense to the people who want it, you know, who want to live a healthier life. It just makes sense.
Once you like you said earlier, like once you do your due diligence,
Yeah.
get your information on it, and figure out how it could promote your life,
Yeah.
and promote your health, then it's like it's a no brainer.
Yeah. I mean, because people got to understand there's only one disease in the world, and that's mucus in the body. And once we understand that piece, I think we're able to kind of better kind of regulate, you know, our health. You know, the doctor's gonna tell you otherwise. They're gonna tell you X, Y, and Z. No, it's mucus in the body, and once mucus get removed from the body is able to heal itself properly. And I haven't had a piece of medicine in 5 years. I done had colds, I done had, you know, headaches, and I done had, you know, body pains and things of that nature. But I have done so much study on herbs and minerals where I know what to go to. I can go to my fruits and vegetables for my healing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what people got to understand. It's you know, those are healing properties. You know, the Bible speak a little bit about it's like eat from the land. You know, they was talking about the things that grows from the land. So when we put all this other stuff in our body, we just throwing our DNA off. We throwing our, you know, our chemical imbalance off. We just throwing our body off to be more prone to be sick. So yeah.
And actually, I'm glad that you mentioned the mucus situation, because when
Yeah.
I was, I had to double check and make sure Jess didn't throw it in there. I didn't want to jump the questions. But I was looking at some fun facts and stuff like that about CMOS, and it was saying that it attacks mucus, or it clears out mucus.
Get rid of the mucus.
Gets rid of the mucus in your body. And with that being said, like you were just speaking on, the main reason we get sick is from mucus in the body. So going back to that other, man, I'm probably just quote you all show today.
that causes all type of anything that's your body will ever be affected by is because of excess mucus in the body. That's from cancer. That's from, you know, liver problems, heart problems. It's extra mucus in the body that has to be released, and that's why I'm a big component of CMOS. Like I don't care if you're a vegetarian. I don't care if you're a pescatarian. I don't care if you're a meat eater. Everybody need to make sure they're getting their micronutrients in their body. That's the ashwagandha. That's the CMOS. That's the turmeric. That's the chlorella. That's the spirulina. These are things that the body needs to function at a high level. So, you know, once you understand that piece, you can kind of, you know.
And I pretty much got all that at home.
Yeah.
To be honest.
That's what's up.
I'm not 100, I'm not trying to toot my horn or anything like that, because I'm kind of being guided by my lady.
That's
She's
awesome.
more on a deeper, spiritual, healthy journey right now. And I know these things are important. So I don't really question it.
Yeah.
You know, and I've always kind of like been 1 foot in too. You know, I worked in the industry. I was in the kitchen. So my diet was horrible. I suffered from migraines. I switched up my diet. I haven't had a migraine in like almost a year now.
Congrats to you,
gluten-free,
man.
vegan,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what's up, man.
man.
That's
Thank
what's
you,
up.
thank you, thank you. But I just know I want to get into the CMOS and get deeper into the stuff
Let's go.
because now I'm personally seeing these things change.
Yeah.
Even though there's still people out there that don't believe it all and say that it's hocus pocus or whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I
but
love those
it's
people, man. I would, you know what, man. I come across people of that nature as well, and just to be able to sit down with them and kind of poly with them a little bit, and not really change their mind, but just get them a different perspective.
right,
Yeah. I'm not trying to change anyone's mind out here. I'm a living proof of what I speak. So
right,
yeah,
yeah, man, yeah. And right before we got on too, like I was thinking about that. Like as we go on, I'm learning myself.
yeah,
So as you guys watch, you'll be able to see progression
that's a fact.
from what we're doing on the show
Mhm.
because a lot of the stuff that's coming on the show, me or Patrick or Dip or Jess, like at least one of us is going to be implementing it into our
Mhm.
life or already are implementing it into our
Yes.
life. So, but back to the CMOS though. So why is it so important to take in the minerals?
Just to keep the body regulated and
Mhm.
not deficient of anything, right?
Mhm.
Like I said, you got a lot of people out there that's low in iron and low in potassium and low in blood, high blood pressure and low, all that. It's like I said, it's because of the lack of nutrition
Mhm.
in the body, and people are, so a lot of times when it comes to the sea moss, it's like when people eat, take the sea moss, it curves your appetite. You're not hungry a lot of times, right? So
Mhm.
a lot of people who are looking to lose weight usually taking sea moss because they want to be able to, have a control on the appetite. And people wonder, it's like, well, man, why I'm not hungry, after I take the sea moss? Because your body is getting all the
All
nutrition that
those
it needs. So
all
you
those
wonder why you
minerals.
crave meat. You wonder why you crave starch. You wonder why you crave sugars and breads and things of that nature because the body is deficient in something.
Mhm. Mhm.
So you see people who like fried food, they love sugar, they love certain food because of the deficient in their body,
Mhm.
and CMOS kind of helps with that deficient, giving you the nutrition, giving you the minerals that the body needs to be able to not crave those things.
Awesome, awesome. Excellent answer. I love that answer. Um, what is the most memorable success story that you've heard from a client using your products?
Man, that is a really, really good question, man.
Actually, I was kind of excited when I read that one.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's a
That's a dope
good one.
question. I had a young lady, man. I had a young lady, very, very popular young lady, out here, and she was having panic attacks
Mm,
and anxiety, and she's been on my product for I want to say she's been on it for probably about 7 to 8 months now,
mhm.
and she haven't had a panic attack since taking the product.
Congratulations.
And
Congratulations, young lady.
yeah, she swears by it, and she like, I don't know it's your product, but I'm like, it's something. So since I've been taking it, I haven't had any panic attacks or anxiety, and I said because the properties that it has in it helps calm the mind, helps be able
Mhm.
to clear the mind of positive, of helping you to stay positive and things of that nature. So shout out to her, man. She really stayed on the regimen and it's working for her. So I'm excited. And I got so many more, amazing stories.
Mhm.
Even me personally,
Right, right. Actually, I
being
do
able,
want to
yeah.
touch on
So
that 10-year before we get off, so people can kind
yeah,
of get a little bit better. Or if you want to, we can go into it right now about like because in the bio I mentioned that you dealt with 10 years of just back and forth knee problems.
yeah.
Where did that derive from?
Um, you know what, man? Just a basketball player.
Mhm.
I grew up playing basketball on concrete. I played college basketball. I play a little bit of pro basketball. So I just have a lot of wear and tear on my body altogether, right? And but I always had knee pain my whole life. So it always pegged me my whole life. Uh, I had knee surgery 4 years ago. I ruptured my patella tendon. And that's when I really took health really, really, really serious after that
And
injury.
what I'm sorry, I'm probably gonna sound a little novice here, but what is that exactly?
Patella tendon. So it's your kneecap. It's the kneecap connected to a small little tissue right here in bone.
Okay,
That's the patella tendon right
that's the
there.
okay.
Mine's ruptured. So when I jumped, and it was a non contact move that I made. I did it in and out, and I jumped. And when I jumped, my kneecap popped, and it rotated up to my thigh, my kneecap. So it's probably the worst injury that you could have in sports. And that happened, and now a healthy guy, I should be able to come back within 8 months to a year, right? And took me about 4 or 5 months, probably 6 months to learn how to walk again.
About what age was this when the tour happened? The tear, I mean, or the rupture. I'm sorry.
I was 30. I was 30.
30.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I was 30. I was 30 at the time,
So
and
that's still good recovery age.
yeah, shit. I mean, yeah, just with the me being in shape, some sense of kind of understanding of what to do. Yeah, it should have been a fairly kind of easy, but I recovered pretty fast, but I was building up mucus in that area still. And the doctors couldn't figure out why, and I couldn't figure out why. And I'm like, okay, well, it got to be what I'm eating. And that's when I kind of really dived in and got into, came across Dr. Sebi and a lot of other holistic healers and, minerals and things of that nature. And I'm like, well, shit, I need to give it a try. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to give it a try. And when I gave it a try, and I couldn't believe the results that I felt the first week. So after that first week, I really didn't have any pain in my knee anymore. And I said, man, what if I did this for 2 weeks? So I went on an alkaline fast. And the alkaline fast is nothing but fruits and vegetables, raw fruits and vegetables. I did that for 2 weeks.
So basically like a raw vegan.
Yeah, like a raw vegan, like cleansed the whole body. I rejuvenated my whole body, my cells and everything, man. And I couldn't believe how I felt. Like I was waking up and I was popping out of bed. I had so much energy. I was vibrant. And I said, this is what I'm sticking to right here. This is the regimen that my body needs. And I never went back to eating meat or, fish or things of that nature. I cut all that out of my diet. So I don't suggest anyone, by the way, I don't suggest anyone to do that, okay? Do not go cold turkey. That's not the way you do it.
Yeah, it's
I
not
was just
fun.
I had no guidance, and I was just very eager to see some results. So I did it that way. And yeah, man, 4.5 years later, man, I'm here to let you know it's true. It really works,
works.
Yeah,
Nice.
it works.
And I
It works.
admire the way that you're eating, because sometimes when I'm watching you, I'm like, man, this guy eats good. Like,
Yeah.
I wish I can be at that level where I can just be like, like I want to eat healthy today.
Yeah,
But it is a mental strength.
it
So
is.
I applaud you for that, because it's just, I mean, you consistently do it. It's the fact that he's like, okay, I'm gonna have this, this, and this, and I'm over there like, man, that looks good.
No, it definitely is a mental thing, because I did something similar when I went vegan too, because it was a breaking point.
Yeah.
Pretty much like you were, like, I got to do something different. I'm tired of these damn migraines. It was
Yeah.
like every year I'd go through like a 3-month season of just like once a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. Sometimes I get 2 in a day, and it was just like I couldn't handle it anymore. And my Lizzie, actually, she sent me a list of a doctor she was following, and all the major trigger points for migraines. And she was like, take one out, wait a couple months, and then see how it works. And I was like, there's like 13 things here. It's gonna take me a year to figure out.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just take off everything. I'm just do the whole list. And it's pretty much the same thing. I didn't go on an alkaline diet, but it made me a vegan. Going off of that list, it made me a vegan. And I tried that for a while. And then I think me personally, it was I was just working and not really, my sleep wasn't right, water wasn't right. So it's everything for me. Like, I don't want to say that I went vegan, I don't have migraines.
Yeah.
It's a bundle of things, and probably as well as you too.
Yeah. You still gotta. It's still maintenance. There's still a lot of maintenance. You can cut those things out your life, but if you're still kind of doing the same thing, you want to see some of the same results. So I changed my life 360 after I did that. From the things that I read, from the things that I ate, from the people that I was around, because guarding your energy is super important, and being able to stay committed to my type of lifestyle. The energy always has to be right around me, always. And I don't, and that's one thing I don't mess with. I don't mess with my energy, and I don't give people the opportunity to allow me to be thrown off from the regimen or the lifestyle that I live. So, yeah.
See, man, that's it. I'm gonna join Patrick right here, and I won't be like you, sir.
I mean, if
Man,
you,
I want to
I
let's
mean,
get. I want to be like LaTroy shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have to ask because one thing that you had just mentioned earlier, and my wife's currently going through a lot of iron deficiency, low on iron
Mhm.
issues. She, I think it had to do when she got a epidural.
Okay.
They, jabbed her a couple of times and they missed it. Whatever the case is, she ended up having to go in for iron treatments and everything else. It just now dawned on me that I should be having her on there as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
She gets very not skeptical. She just gets very nervous. She actually changed her diet. She's doing amazing because of with our newborn and everything else. But she gets nervous at times
Okay.
being able to take certain things.
Yeah.
I've been able to get her on a few different things, which is really good. But I just now thought about like I should also have her on this,
Yeah.
and not just her, but everybody else that's having. Because I know a few others that are having
Facts.
iron issues.
Facts.
My girlfriend as well.
Yeah. That man, don't get me started on the epidural, man. That's a whole nother story, man.
Yeah.
Man, that stuff. Woo. Man, they some cold pieces out
They
here,
are.
man. They
Yes,
some
sir.
cold pieces out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that particular herb that helps with that. I want to say that is the ashwagandha
Okay.
that helps with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the iron as well as the bladderwracks
Mhm.
that helps with that. We do have both of those minerals at Style and Grace. So if you go to our website, you can check that out.
Actually, I'm really, really excited that you just said that.
Yeah.
That was going to be my next question.
Mhm.
Is what is bladder whack? Bladder rack.
Bladderwracks is actually a form of it's a form of seaweed as well. So it's kind of family to sea moss.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of family of sea moss.
Like
yeah,
like a cousin of sea moss.
like a cousin. Yeah, yeah, like
Okay.
a family member. Yeah.
And then how does it really work? It works with the sea moss, or can you do it as its own thing?
You can do it as own thing, but it's really considered as a powerhouse, right? So you probably it's best to take them together. They do totally different things,
Mhm.
but taking them together is like where you're gonna you will see a big difference, right? So bladderwracks is good for the digestive system.
Okay.
So it helps clean all the yuck and all the pollution out of the gut area,
Mhm.
right? So you typically should be able to use the bathroom probably 2 to 3 times. That's a regulation right there. That's a regular body movement, bowel movement right there.
Mhm.
If you're not using it probably 2 to 3 times a day, it's probably you have some build up there, right?
Mhm.
So sea moss helps get rid of all the pollution inside the gut area and cleans you out and helping you have a regular bowel movement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it's more of the bladder racks is more of a gut
Yeah.
emotional health.
And sea moss is for the
Basically like the
for the
balance,
mucus of the whole
or the
body
mucus,
as well.
the mucus.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And then how or I'm sorry, that's the same question. What's your favorite way to take sea moss? Do you prefer the gel or do you prefer the capsule? Well, I know you say I'm thinking you're probably a gel guy because you're about the commitment, not about
I'm grimy. I'm grimy
you
with
over there
it.
just straight out the jar.
Straight out the jar.
Yeah.
You hit it right on the head. Like literally tablespoon straight to the head. I'm just like I'm about that life. I'm about it. Like whatever we talking about when it comes to sea moss, I'll take it anyway. But my favorite way is definitely a tablespoon, straight to the head, and have some water to jug it down, and let's
Mhm.
go. Let's go. That's how I start my morning every morning. So
If you could describe that taste, what would you say?
ocean.
Ocean, just like a big mouth of seawater.
Yeah, seawater, man.
That ain't too
Yeah.
bad. I've lost a tooth. I gargled some salt water before.
Exactly. So it's not bad, and probably because I'm just fully committed to it as well. So I really don't mind it.
And
You
if I
know,
can intervene, there's some stuff that we have to take that we're not really that we don't like.
Mhm.
But after a certain portion of you taking it, your body's gonna come accustomed to it. After that, you're gonna be like, this is nothing.
Yeah, facts.
When I do some of these shots, I'm
Yeah.
like even like when I'm doing elderberry and I'm giving it to my kids, and at first they were like, man, it's disgusting. And they're like, oh man, we gotta do it again. Now they're super pumped. They're
Yeah.
like, I want to take it. Like it doesn't affect them anymore.
Mm.
So
That's
it's the same
good.
thing like with sea moss and everything else. Like your body has to just get in rhythm of being able to, become a liking to those tastes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I'm glad to hear that you're giving these minerals to your kids as well, man. That's a really big thing out there, man.
Mhm.
It's
I got
not
an
only for the
issue-
adults.
I got
Yeah,
into an issue with the school because the school was telling me that wasn't prohibited at the school. And I was like, tell me at what point is this bad? And
Yeah.
they're like, well, because we don't. I'm like, you guys are a school that's supposed to be educating, and you're
Exactly.
trying to prohibit my son from taking these. I'm like, nah.
Nah.
So I
What do
fought it, and then they actually overruled it to where my kids can take it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they
kinda-
taking the gummies?
No, they were taking like little shot things that we were doing. We
Okay.
were mixing it up, and we were doing
Cool.
like the suture shots.
That's
And
And
what
dope,
they like
man.
took it to school and had it at lunch or something like
yeah,
that?
yeah, just before they ate, so that way it would calm. Like apple cider vinegar helps with the blood
Mhm.
levels and everything else. I wanted to make sure that they were having enough of a balanced diet, so that way they're just not being super crazy.
That's
Mhm.
dope, man.
Yeah.
And then what the teacher, I'm sorry to kind of get off topic, but
No,
that's
you good.
interesting to me. Like
Yeah.
what the teachers, like the faculty thought they were like taking shots or something?
Yeah,
Or like,
yeah. So they had first time they took it away from my son, and they're like, "You're not supposed to be having it." My son challenged it, like,
Mhm.
what's bad about it? And then so they wrote me a letter, and they're like, we took this away because it's not. Send them the ingredients, and then I sent them another one the next day, and then I called the dean, and I'm like, explain to me how this is bad.
mhm.
And the dean's like, why did they take it away? And I'm like, you help me understand this because your people are the one that actually took it away.
Yeah.
So he's like, actually, I take it all the time. I'm like, I think we should be incorporating these in schools.
That's dope.
If they're going to be having vending machines, let's
Mhm.
switch those in there to be able to have the stuff in there. To
Some
give-
healthy options, options,
Exactly.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. So
man, that's dope, man.
Yeah, that is dope.
I'm glad you did that, man. I think more
Right?
parents need to take their kids' health serious as well.
Seriously
know?
though, yeah. I'm struggling with mine right now. He's been trying to sneak candy and stuff because he was this is barely his second year. He's in second grade,
yeah.
but his first year he was homeschooled for kindergarten and stuff like that.
I have
so it's
to-
still kind of like a
And I have to give your kid a lot of applause because the other day, my mom came with her boyfriend and she was trying to give him popcorn. He's like, I'm not doing it. It's not vegan. Like, I got to make sure. So his mental state was really good. So I got to give him some applause for that.
yeah. When we're around, he's pretty disciplined. When we're
Yeah.
around,
That's dope. That's
No,
dope.
but I mean, he was in the next room over, so he could have easily snuck some.
yeah.
So-
They got him
Yeah,
a couple
definitely.
carnals, man.
Right, like let's get one handful real quick. So you did mention that you were studying Dr. Sebi and you did try the alkaline diet. Are you
Correct.
currently still doing that, or are you just are you a little more giving yourself a little bit more leeway? And
You know what? That was just for the first. That was. I mean, every now and then I go like on a week fast.
Mhm.
Just to clean out the body.
like if you're not feeling right or something like that.
Yeah, if I'm not feeling right, I just feel like I need, just more of a spiritual thing for me now.
Mhm.
Not being attached to food.
Mhm.
I think once you're able to kind of control that aspect of your life, you can control every other aspect of your life. So I like to do that at times when I feel like I'm imbalanced. So, but yeah, I mean, right now I hate the word vegan. I hate the word vegetarian. I hate all those words. Right. I'm not a label guy. I believe in just being conscious of what you do. Right.
Mhm.
So I'm a conscious eater. That's where I consider myself. Of course, I don't eat any meat. I don't eat any fish or things of that nature, but I'm very conscious of what I eat. Yeah.
And I've been preaching that since COVID started. Like
Yeah.
if we learn anything from this scare, we should all be more cautious or more conscious of what we're putting in our body.
Facts. It's a big fact. It's a big fact.
Whether and like LaTroy says, like I'm not telling anybody to go vegan or stop eating meat or nothing like that. But if you ain't feeling right,
Yeah.
maybe do 3 burgers instead of 4 burgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to your body.
Listen. That's the big thing is listen to your body.
Yeah, check
listen
that
to
check
your
engine
body.
light to your body. So
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how new it is, but you did mention there's some new stuff going on. Do you have any new ventures that you'd feel comfortable sharing with us?
Oh,
right
yeah,
now
for sure.
pertaining
For
to the
sure.
business?
Um,
I just wasn't sure if it was like a top secret. If you're like, all I can tell you is we got something cooking.
No. We got some really cool things, and we got some partnerships that we're going to be doing here shortly as well. But we do have some new products that we will be dropping. We are dropping. This is the first time, so no one even knows this.
Exclusive.
Yeah, this is exclusive.
World premiere.
We are doing the sea moss gummies for the kids as
Nice.
well as for the adults as well. Everybody not a fan of the gel or the pill, so
Mhm.
we do have flavored gummies as well. Just going to be implemented into our rollout and to the list of things that we have on our site as well. So we'll be dropping that probably early next month. So I'm
Nice,
excited
nice.
about
That'll
that.
be a game changer.
put me on your mailing mailing list.
Okay, cool. We have a lot of people always say, "Man, you got to get the gummies. You got to get the gummies." I said, you know what? For me, of course, I can order the gummies, but I'm very intentional about my product, right?
Mhm.
So learning how to make the gummies personally adding natural fruits and vegetables
Nice.
to it, and things of that nature. It's very important to me. Like I said, I don't.
Gummies is
Yeah.
an interesting experiment too. I've tried to make gummies before.
Oh
It's,
yeah. Trust me, I have failed a million times since I've been trying to do it. So I finally got it, and I'm like, okay, this is it. We got it. So
Well, let's
I'm
get a
excited
round of
about
applause for
that.
that.
Yeah.
Gummies on the way for
On the
Style
way.
and Grace LLC.
Yes.
And then you definitely aren't going to have to worry about the price up because that's going to blow up. As soon as you release that, that's
I
going to take
know.
care of all
Right,
that.
man.
What
We
about
go-
your juices?
Yeah. We have the juices is a kind of like a pop-up thing.
Oh,
So
okay.
not because when it comes to the fruits and vegetables, man, you got to be very careful with kind of
Yeah.
selling those things and shipping those things, and
Yeah.
I just don't really want to be responsible for that.
Okay.
Right.
So it's like on the weekends I'll do like a pop-up, or I'll just hey, I'll let people know, hey, we're selling juices this week, and put your order in, drop off on Saturday. So that's
So-
kind of how we're doing the juice thing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So if anybody wanted to follow the pop up, how would they figure out when's the next one is going to be?
You gotta follow me on social media. You gotta follow that social media. So watch my story, watch my posts. You see it on there. Just know that it's coming. So I usually like to give people a couple days. So I'll probably drop on a Thursday, letting people know, hey, Saturday, if you want your juice, you can do pickup, or we're gonna be doing drop off. So let me know, put your order in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how would they find you on Instagram? You prefer, or
Instagram.
Facebook, or
Instagram. You can find me on Instagram. You can check, first of all, you can check out our website at styleandgracellc.com for all your other health products. But for everything else as well, you can check us out at Style and Grace. That's STYLE, the letter N, Grace, LLC.
Nice. And then I mean this in the most respectful way possible.
Facts.
Are you single? Because I was gonna say
I am definitely I'm grooving right now. I'm grooving.
I'm a straight man by 100%, but I went through this guy's Instagram, ladies. Check out this man's Instagram. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. It's
Got
all for the
nice-
ladies. It's all for the ladies too. My personal page, all for the ladies. That's for sure.
Fashion as well, too. Fashion as
Love
well.
fashion,
'cause the
love
ladies,
fashion.
Ladies will stay for a different reason, but he's got some good fashion as well. I was liking the outfits and everything.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
And your workout routine?
Yeah, man. I do personal trainer as well. Personal training. So you always can contact me at my business page or my personal page at Troy Bino. That's BINO. So yeah, if you ever need personal trainer or you ever need meal plans or things of that nature, we do it all. So
Nice. So right now we're gonna go into our next segment. That was the health is wealth segment. I know it kind of went all like a roller coaster, but that's what that was. Right now is time for wacky wealth. So today with wacky wealth, it's nothing too crazy. Just some interesting facts about CMOS that I came across. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with, or actually, I think you said you weren't totally 100% familiar with this one right here. But 70% of the world's oxygen is estimated, or I'm sorry, is from seaweed and algae. So it says that it is estimated that 70% of the world's oxygen comes from seaweed and algae. Seaweed is one of the biggest carbon sequesters. Sorry, I messed up that word like 50 times earlier this morning and last night too. Basically, it pulls in the carbon just like a tree would.
yeah.
So that's what that means.
Okay.
For anybody that didn't understand my murdering of that word. So seaweed and algae is one of the biggest carbon eaters. We'll say it that way. On the planet, scientists believe seaweed can be a big part of climate change solution. Say that one more time, just for all those smarty pants out there. Scientists believe seaweed can be a big part of the climate change solution. And then this other fun fact is all for the fellas. Where my dogs at? They say that sea moss is known to increase men's libido. So I know we don't like to talk about this, but if you're listening and you're having any problems in the bedroom or anything like that, don't you go ahead and talk to Mr. LaTroy here, and he can get you on some sea moss and
That's a
help out
fact.
that libido.
That is a fact right there.
It says that Dr. Sebi performed amazing physical feats with well into advanced age. He claimed that by consuming sea moss every morning, his joints were protected, his energy level was elevated, and his libido was stronger than ever. Dr. Sebi called sea moss his Viagra of the sea.
That is a fact. He did. He had a child at I want to say he was 80 years old
80 years old
when he had his
still
last child.
bucking out that 40 cal.
That is the only 80-year-old guy that I've seen drop to his knees and was able to pop back up with no issue. So when you talk about
Yeah.
that joint, situation, like
Uh-huh.
I mean, he was so um, he was so flexible, and it does. So the one reason why it does help with libido because the blood is able to flow properly through the body, and that's where you get your erection from. Just through blood flow. So when you got healthy blood flow, you have no problem with you have no problem in that area. So
And why not take that versus all this other stuff that's you don't even know what's in these pills? You know what I mean?
exactly
Right.
cut with all type of chemicals and things of that
Yes.
nature, and you just never know the side effects of it.
Right,
Sea moss and the other herbs that we're talking about.
Exactly.
There's no side effects. You can't overdose on sea moss.
Right.
So yeah, that's one thing to be smart about. And putting this
Definitely.
stuff in your body.
Definitely. So that is the wacky wealth. That's pretty crazy about
That's a pretty cool
the,
fact, though. I didn't know about
the-
the oxygen, though. I didn't know that. So
Yeah, that's what I was gonna-
me being I considered a sea moss guru. I didn't know that, so that was good.
Definitely. Yeah, I was gonna double back on that one because that one, when I read that one, I was like, "Ooh, I got to talk about that," because that's a 70%.
That's a big percentage right there.
Big
Yeah,
percentage, man.
yeah.
And I say it all the time. Like we don't have enough conversations about the sea. Like
It's too in depth. It's just too fascinating. Like our mind can't even comprehend. Some of the things that's down there. So
that's true. But I mean more like on the concept of like what can we do to better the sea? Like what can we do to make sure that the sea is taken care of?
yeah,
Because if the sea is depleted, we're gone too.
facts.
You know what I mean? If the animals and the living beings in the sea are depleted, so are we.
Yeah.
I was watching this documentary called Seaspiracy. I'm
Okay.
not sure if you guys heard about that one. I think
Nah.
it's on Netflix. But yeah, man, that just kind of opened up my eyes to the sea. It's there's a lot going on. I always kind of had a special part for the sea, even though I'm a desert boy through and through. But I just know that the sea is important, man. Like there's more sea than there is land.
Yeah.
So how can it not be important?
Yeah.
And on top of that, it's a lot of healing properties in the ocean as well.
Exactly, like
know,
sea moss.
Yeah, like sea moss. I mean, just the, I'm a firm believer in like the ocean, man, and the water as well, man, and just like the healing properties in it, man. And so it's we need it. We need it.
Yeah.
So we definitely got to do everything in our power to try to keep it while we got it.
Yes,
for sure.
Definitely. And especially when it's providing 70% of our oxygen.
Mhm.
And I was just like referring to the water itself, but like imagine if all the sea moss and all the algae all of a sudden was gone, we die. Like I don't think at least majority there'd be a Thanos snap or something because I don't see how. I have no idea how many people could consume on 30% of oxygen.
Yeah.
Or if we could
Yeah.
at all.
Mhm.
30% of the normal oxygen spread around the world. Like I don't even want to think about that.
And that's another thing that I try to, not really preach but talk about. Once you really like commit yourself to like a healthy lifestyle, you care about pollution. You care about, certain things that's going on in the world. Like, if I see somebody littering, I'm a no go for that.
Yeah.
Pick that shit up.
Right.
That's that ain't it right there. So you do become more conscious of everything else around you when you do decide to eat better. You become more conscious of life and the importance of life. Like my son, he's 7 years old. He was here for the summer a couple weeks ago, and he wanted to kill this bug, and I'm like, he didn't do anything. He deserved to live just like us. So I end up, breaking it down to him, have him understand the importance of life, right? And that's a special thing, but that comes from having a conscious understanding about life and appreciating life. So, and that's a 360 when eating and proper reading and proper studies and things of that nature. You just become more aware of things.
Definitely. Yeah, I kind of got the opposite problem. My son finds like the little black beetles and roly polies in the house,
Okay.
and he wants to keep them.
Yeah.
Can I keep this roly poly, Dad? I'm like, nah, son. Like, you got to put it outside.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we're not trying to keep these black beetles. Like, the black beetle is not even supposed to be in the house. Like, it's just monsoon season, so
That's a
Yeah.
fact.
like, but that's one thing. Like, I don't really have to worry. I taught him about that really young.
That's
'Cause
good, man.
I've always been that way though, man. Like, I've always felt like life is life, man.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason to take pointless life or senseless life. You know what I mean? Whether it be an ant or a person or even a tree, man. Like, there's still life in a tree. You
Right.
know, there's still intelligence in the tree. You know what I mean? Ever think about a plant that bends to the left because the sun is coming in from that way and it doesn't have, and it's shaded on the other side? You got to have intelligence for that.
Yeah. I'm
You
a
know?
tree hugger, man. So yeah, I'm with it.
Definitely.
Troy's inbox is gonna blow up after this show.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna be like, man, he
Like,
loves
what?
animals.
He loves
like,
animals.
Yeah.
He's healthy. He works out.
Yeah.
They're
Man.
gonna be calling her, girl, come look at these pictures. Like, we gotta go bag him. I wonder if he's into polygamy.
Don't get me started with that, man.
I would like to see
yes,
more
sir.
of the political aspects of the healthy eating and healthy living, where these starts turning into votes. Man, we need some leaders.
Yes, we do.
That's,
100%.
that's changing. We can make the changes for ourselves and do things for ourselves and make ourselves better. But as a nation, these changes need to be implemented into the healthy eating.
Yes.
You got to think about like when Michelle Obama tried to put in healthy eating into the cafeterias,
Mhm.
the backlash that she faced just for
like,
changing to healthy meals. People were pissed.
Mhm.
They were mad. They hated her just because she decided, hey man, let's try to make it a little healthier.
Yeah.
You know, we have problems with conservatives and conserving because they hate the conservatives, even though they're conservatives. Is weird. But we, you know what I mean? I just think that we need more leaders, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely,
We can't
definitely.
we can't think that these things are going to change just by us making these changes. We're going to have to make these changes on a larger scale.
Yeah.
Right.
We're going to have to become politicians that's talking about these things for they can implement these things into schools. Just change
Mhm.
the whole way of thinking and doing things. We need to eat less meat for just because we can't sustain the way that we're living, period.
Right.
We're not
Just
going
on
to be able
so
to
many
sustain
levels.
this. We're not going to be able to sustain this forever the way we're doing.
Yeah.
With the amount of meat, with the amount of animals, with the amount of land that's needed to keep
Land,
the animals,
the water,
it's not sustainable.
ecosystem.
Right. So I mean, I love all this, man. I just wish that we did more as a community, man, to implement these changes and the leaders talked about it more.
Definitely.
Good luck with that, man. Especially with Big Pharma, man. Big Pharma gonna
Yeah.
make sure
Oh, yeah.
that things are corrupt and at its worst, man. So
Yeah,
that's
especially with
the-
their little or not Big Pharma, but Monsanto too,
Mhm.
with their little fucking seed clause
Man,
shit.
hey,
Like,
it's a fight,
all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
but
Definitely a
hey,
fight.
you can't give in. You know what I mean?
Right.
Big Pharma just took an L this week. They did not want the government to be able to negotiate pricing for medicine.
Mm.
They didn't want that. They did a very big ad campaign pushing people to not let the government get this. You know, they use their scare tactics. We don't want the government. But this is sensible.
Mhm.
Somebody should be able to negotiate pricing with these people. These people shouldn't be able to
Seriously.
just set their own prices on whatever medications is needed.
Yeah,
And
'cause
people need
it's
insulin.
ridiculous.
You know, people need these things, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we have to figure out better ways to do things. And they did, like I said, they did take a L this week. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
gonna
definitely
be
gonna
a
be hard.
long, drawn out
But
process.
we
but-
definitely gotta fight it, man. We gotta keep
But I
fighting,
think-
bro.
I think we're no leaps by any
Mhm,
means, no
mhm.
leaps, but I think we are definitely in an age of change, though.
Yeah.
Like,
man. It starts with the people.
just from LaTroy and his situation, you know,
It starts
alone,
with people like him. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's where it
Like, with
starts.
people being more aware of the CMOS,
Mhm.
just that in general, you know what I mean? And just like what I'm doing and people jumping on board, like,
Right.
We got the barbecue coming up. You know,
Mhm.
we're gonna try to do that one all
Just
vegan again.
education, right?
You know what I
Educating
mean?
people.
Yep, the
And
podcast and all that stuff, man. It's
and
all about.
Dr. Sebi was a big uh ladder or a big way for, I mean, it was just his way of getting the word out, I think was huge, because once everybody started reading up on what he was trying to do with the alkaline diets and the things that he was trying to do to help people, people just started getting more educated on those things, and I think that has helped to get more people into the healthy lifestyle and get
Mhm.
more people to know that, hey man, maybe we shouldn't eat these things, maybe we should switch it up on some of the things that we're doing. It's just education, and
Mhm.
as the word gets out more and more, and we have people like Troy that's going out here and educating people and creating businesses, and people are learning more, it becomes a more of
Yes.
a everyday lifestyle, and not just a big change that people have to make. It's just normal.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I
And
mean?
we just got to
And
make sure that we got people that look like us
right,
doing
exactly,
making these moves
exactly, because
too,
we're
because it's our cultures. It's the
definitely.
Hispanic culture, the Black
Mhm.
culture, and it's not even. I don't even want to put it on. It's our financial culture
Yeah, I
because
mean, we
it's
just
not
got to
even.
stop looking for excuses, bro.
Yeah, that's what it really comes down to. You know, stop
Really,
looking for excuses and
that's real,
just,
bro.
Mhm.
you know, lean more on each other.
Mhm.
You know,
Yes, exactly,
because
exactly.
we all
Union.
got, the understanding to kind of make this thing, push forward and move in the right direction. We just got to be able to trust each other a little more, I think.
Yeah,
I think that and a
definitely.
little bit too is getting past the fear tactics, because I hate the fact that, like, or dislike, because hate's a strong word, but um when we talk about healthy lifestyle or just certain things that we want to implement in our lives, I
Mhm.
feel like there's too many, like, if you no matter how up the ladder you go, it feels like corporations, pharma, everything's going to try to shut you down, close you out, you know.
Yeah.
Once we get
Mhm.
past those fear tactics, I think it makes it more comfortable. Once we get enough voices,
Yeah.
then we're able to, like you said, we're able to support each other. Once they see the numbers of people standing together, I think that's telling in itself.
Facts.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the thing, is building that community,
Yes.
and then once they see what the community can do as a whole, then
Yes.
that's when things start changing. You know.
Well, we like, if you look at even fast food restaurants over the last 10 years,
Mhm.
you've seen a change already, because they know that people want to eat healthier. They're giving
Mhm.
Yep.
healthier options.
Yeah.
They're trying to implement things to bring in people who they know don't want to eat this crap anymore, and they're taking losses. Best
Mhm.
believe that these fast food companies are not seeing the dollars that they were seeing in
Oh
the
no,
early 2000s and the 90s and the
that's
80s.
why they're making
Yeah.
these moves.
Right. That's
I
so.
actually saw a little clip of Bill Burr, had me cracking up because he was talking about, he was actually the opposite of it. He was upset that McDonald's was trying to incorporate healthy stuff, but
Mhm.
he's like, "Come on, though, really though, like, you really want to go to McDonald's, go get a fucking salad?
Right.
It's like that's where you want to go get your salad. Like,
Well,
yeah, it doesn't have
it's
it,
just you're
but
taking your
but
kids there. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
So
It's
let's
it's a
give the
it's a
parent a
convenience thing.
option.
It's a
Right.
convenience, so we can all go
Right.
to one
Exactly.
place. You got your salad, you got your
Mhm.
chicken, you got your beef, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just kind of funny to me because it's like
And those
it
toys,
it's funny.
those Happy Meal toys.
The Happy Meal toys, man. Don't even get me on the Happy Meal toys. My mom's
Nah.
got like a couple boxes of the mugs, man. Like
Right.
Probably
boxes
worth some
of.
money now.
No, that's what I told her. Like once I found them, I
Oh,
was like, "Mom, what? You need to keep these. Like, give
Yes.
these to your grandson."
Yeah.
yes.
Facts.
But so we got two more segments to go. The next one is gonna be pretty quick, and then how much time? How are we looking on time?
You got about 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay, so this one's gonna go really, really quick. This is just wealthy wisdom. I had a quote for today.
Mhm.
Today, I was looking through the CMOS stuff and just looking for inspiration and all that stuff the other day, and this one stood out to me. It says the food you eat can be either the safest and most powerful form of medicine or the slowest form of poison, says Anne Wigmore. And I'll say that one more time because when I read that, I had to read it like 3 times. It just resonates with you. Like the food you eat can be either the safest and most powerful form of medicine or the slowest form of poison.
I put it on the screen for them to see it, so they see it.
Thank you, sir. And then, last but not least, we got my favorite segment of the day. We building, boy.
Facts.
So today on We Building Boy, I would like to highlight our guest, Mr. LaTroy, for coming through. Actually, let's give another round of applause for
Appreciate
all
you.
the gems he was dropping today and for showing up and being a part of the episode for today. His company is called Style and Grace LLC, a health and wellness provider of sea moss and herbs. The website is Style in Grace, the letter N, not IN, styleInGraceLLC.com. He is working out of Scottsdale. The email is styleandgracellc@gmail.com. Oh, and then I also wanted to note at the bottom, I saw this like last second when I was going through the website. Everything's organic.
Yeah. Even
Every
from our water.
huge.
Our water is alkaline water. All our products everything that we use is to the best form of it.
So that's awesome as well.
Yeah.
So all products are 100% organic.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would like to touch on for the We Building Boy? I know you say you got the personal training as well.
Yeah.
Is there any other businesses you want to highlight real quick?
Man, just that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what's going on right now.
Okay.
We got, like I said, we got some more things, some partnerships that's going to be coming about before the end of the year. So I will be announcing that on our social media platform here shortly. But just be on the lookout for that, and be on the lookout for the gummies. We got the gummies coming
Gummies is gonna be
at the end of at the beginning of next month. So yeah, check out all the other products that we have.
And then how if someone wanted to hire you for personal training, how would they contact you?
Through social media. So just contact me at my personal page at Troy Bino, or my business page at Style and Grace LLC. Yeah.
And definitely check them out. I mean, even if you want to go sit back, enjoy a cigar, and just chat it up with them. I mean, real cool guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I enjoyed my time. I feel like we got a similar kind of vibe, like just mad chill and
super chill, man. Super chill, man. I'm a Midwest boy, man. So I'm loving this. I'm loving this palm trees and sunshine. Yeah. So I ain't got nothing to complain about.
We're about to get into the best weather of Arizona too. Man.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Month and a half or something like that.
That's a fact, man.
Best weather.
But I definitely want to thank you guys for having me on your platform, man.
No problem.
It was a pleasure and an honor, man, to sit down and break bread with you guys.
I'm excited to finally meet you,
man. Yeah, for sure.
Watching you for a minute. So,
yeah,
I was definitely excited about this one.
Thank you,
we'll
guys.
Make sure to get you an autograph before we go, Patrick K.
Yeah, autograph it and turn it into a tattoo.
But I think that's gonna wrap it up for episode number 11. I want to thank you guys for staying tuned. I want to give a round of applause for our guest today, Mr. LaTroy and Style and Grace.
Thank you.
Another round of applause for my co-host, Mr. Patrick. And then we got another one for the engineer of engineers, hats of many, Mr. Dip to the lean.
Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And then we got the one final last applause of the show. And this one is for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. And we will see you guys next episode for episode 12. Peace.